the festival for the plant-based people.
Princess and Bear, today we're at EPCOT because it's time for the International Flower and Garden Festival. Because it's time to eat the vegan stuff.
Yes, we're going to try all the vegan food for 2026, enjoy all the things, and see what we can try.
Yes, because it's your number one choice of foodie infotainment. We're here to try the food so you don't have to. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. She's not going to plant me in a bush this time.
It's time to foodie and chill. The beautiful asparagus dish is back. This is a seasonal dish, so it's only available until April 5th, March 4th to April 5th, and then they will switch it. Last time they switched the menu, we did not have the ability to make that option vegan. This was the only one, and the way the sherry vinaigrette they put on this makes it so tasty. So I hope it is just as tasty this year as it was last year. The saltiness of the sherry vinaigrette really sets off the asparagus, and then I think the peas add like a nice like little flavor to it. And then the lettuce is really good too. For me, this is the type of lettuce where you have to be careful how much of it you put in your mouth because the texture can make you like gag sometimes. Maybe that's just me, but that's how I feel about this lettuce. I love the peas, I love the asparagus, I love the dressing. I think the lettuce is a little extra this time. This is a large portion compared to what I thought I was gonna get, but I am not mad at this, and I appreciate the fact that it is here this year because I really enjoyed it last year. I think I got it like 2 or 3 times last year when it was available. I would give it a 4.75 out of 5 asparagus. It is beautiful.
Farmer's Feast over here in the CommuniCore Plaza is blessing us with what they're calling grilled asparagus, but really chops up to an asparagus salad, especially once you modify it to be vegan. No egg, no bacon. But you got the sherry vinaigrette, you got these leaves, a nice base of asparagus, and then a bunch of peas. And you know how I feel about the peas. But, again, trying it, so you don't have to. Are the peas worth the squeeze? Maybe. If I can get on the fork. There we go. It's funny. I don't miss the bacon or the eggs. The sherry vinaigrette is really the underestimated star here. The asparagus is good. I love a good grilled asparagus. But that on its own, you know, the asparagus having like that earthy flavor, I don't think that would make the dish. The peas definitely aren't making the dish. And the lettuce is good. The sherry vinaigrette is like the glue that holds this entire plate together. But it's a tasty bunch. It's light fare. Honestly, for a Farmer's Feast booth, you should have at least one on the menu vegan option. Just one, you know? There's all these flowers, gardeners, a bee in here. Do something, you know? I would give it 3.5 out of 5 claws. It's okay.
The vegan poke bowl, I guess that's what we're calling it. A small sampling of what Waililu can provide. It needs tofu. I did get it without mango so Bear could partake. And you need to like, we've come back to this booth a few times. One time it wasn't open, one time they were out of ingredients. So you just gotta maybe keep visiting and see what you get. This is one of the few times that I would approve of a sticky rice, but it's still a little bit starchy. So it's like giving me gummy vibes. I like it, but it could be better. I know Bear's gonna go ham on the seaweed salad, so that also makes me happy. I don't know, it needs tofu, in my opinion. The one thing it's missing is like a nice grilled tofu like they sell at Waililu. Then this would be perfect. Without it, it's like a 3 out of 5 bowls.
More poke bowls. I want to like hit something hard to drive home the point, but all I have is a stone wall, and my fist is very soft. But I love avocado and edamame. And honestly, anything with rice. There's something wrong with me when it comes to rice. Like if you put rice and something, I'm gonna eat it. I love rice. I'm a lover of seaweed. I will put that on anything. Regular salad, chicken, beef, pork, veggies, more veggies on top of rice. Seaweed, nori, whatever form it comes, I'll scoop my rice with sheets of nori and just eat it that way if I can. Kimchi, I'm on a rant here, but this is a flavorful bowl. It could use a couple extras for the vegans. I agree that tofu might sort of like liven it up. You could also do some other sort of veggie specific to the vegan one. You're at a Nectar booth after all. You're here with Live with the Land. Show off the land. You have plenty that you can add to this bowl. This feels a bit lacking for the plant-based community, but if you're hungry, this will definitely help fill you up. I would give it 3.25 out of 5 points.
Shout out to Festival Bakery Chef Amanda for another beautiful vegan option. I love the presentation. I think it's gorgeous. My only issue is the spoon in here. Like, I mean, I guess because there's not a lot in here. The previous years it was a lot, but it's hard to like get everything when you have it in such a small flute. I think a little wider flute would be nice. I don't mind this. It's very creamy. It almost gives me like that blood orange topping that they have on the lemon tart in the Odyssey. This is like that topping, but a little bit more enhanced. And I like the cookie. I think the cookie is nice and crunchy, and I love the matcha crumble. I just don't know about like the raspberry. I don't know what I would do to change it though. Maybe like a peach or just something different that doesn't remind me of something else that's already here. But on its own, it's still beautiful. And yeah, maybe a different serving bustle. That would be nice too. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 desserts.
De parfait. This is giving me throwbacks to the Moose Terrarium that they have here at Flower Garden when it was actually vegan festival and festivals ago, because you have this matcha crumble on top, which is just like the one they have at Charles and Charlotte's. Is just not vegan anymore. But go ahead and dive right in here. I got a little edible floral, the parfait itself, and the raspberry on top. I like this. There's some layers to it, but the raspberry like topping is really tart, which sort of like takes away from the yogurt itself. It's a little overpowering. I feel like it's a little out of balance, but it's still very good taste, flavor. I like the crunchies in it, and the matcha gives it just this extra oof, like a puff of magic, if you will. It's nice. I feel like over time in festival, when the ratios get a little bit more consistent, it'll be a lot better. But honestly, I think it's something you should get. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 claws.
We got the corn again this year, but this time we shucked it. I think shucking the corn is the way to go. That way, get all the cheese. It's the boarskin cheese this year. I'm excited. That is so much better with the cheese. Got a little tartness action because of the tahini.
You want some water, Bob?
I don't even want to share this. I want to eat the whole thing to myself. It's delicious. It is probably the best way to eat this corn and the least messiest. I would give it a 4.75 out of 5 corns. They should just shuck it for you and then toss it in more of the butter.
Beach Grub giving it to us grilled, fresh grilled, and the massive grills they've had out here for years. I think those grills, both for here and the other booths along World Showcase, are some of the best dishes we've had in a long time. It gets the flavors going, gets the scents going. None of the fake scents, just fresh grilled corn. And they're working hard over there. So shout out to the cast members standing in that heat. It's not super hot today, but it's still hot standing over grilling out this corn for us. How many times can I say grill before I take the first bite? I don't know. But you can grill me on it later. The cheese, the char, the tahini, all of that is like a vegetable refresher in my mouth. I'm awake. It's tart. I love like the spring flavors. It works well for Flower and Garden, but honestly, I want grilled corn year-round. I know I say it every year, and I will continue to do so until somebody gets corn available for me whenever I want. 100-degree summer, 30-degree winter, pouring down spring rain. I just want a fistful of knobs. I would give this 4 out of 5 plus.
The lemon sorbet returns. It is windy. It tastes like lemon meringue, like lemon tart, lemon goodness. This is so good. If you love lemon, this is for you. The waffle cone is also vegan. I just want it in a cup. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 lemons.
Lemon Dole Whip, because there are all sorts of flavors more interesting than the base pineapple. Pineapple is good, but we like to branch out every now and then. A little tingle to it. Even being as much of a lemon hater as I can be sometimes, I can appreciate with something that's just solid good. That is a 4 out of 5 claws. Now I just need a suit filled with this to keep me cold for the rest of the day.
This is the Peach Dole Whip. It was a Disneyland 70th exclusive, but for Flower Garden Festival, they brought it here. So I'm excited to try it because we didn't get a chance to try it when we were in Disneyland last year. It tastes like a fresh, like biting into a fresh peach. I really like it. It's a beautiful flavor, and I would love to see more iterations of it in the future. I would give it a 4 out of 5 peaches.
Swirled Showcase showing us the flavor swirls. This is the peach for this festival, and it smells of peach. All I'm getting is peach flavor and all up in the nostrils. Let's see if it actually tastes any good. It's good. Slight syrupy there at the end, but still really fresh. The initial bite, great. Aftertaste, bit suspect, but I would still devour this whole cup. It's tasty, it's fresh. Showcase showing us the way. I'd give that 4 out of 5 claws.
The Flan Choco, another one that is returning, but I just never understand why they serve it in the plates like this. This makes it extra messy and extra dangerous. I'm not even gonna take any of the chocolate on top because I'm scared of what it's gonna do with the syrup. So much syrup. I'm taking this one bite and calling it a win because I did not get on myself at all. The flavor is really nice. It's really mild as far as the coconut goes. The cake is really moist. I like the sauce. It's just a little messy for me. I would give it a 3 out of 5 desserts. It is very nice.
Long live the Isla Fresca Flan Choco with its chocolate on top in this syrup. For your eating enjoyment, Vians, come get it. Just maybe wear a bib. That chocolate, tasty. Usually the coconut can be a little overpowering, but once it's paired with the sharpness of the dark chocolate and then the syrup, that edge that I hate so much in coconut sort of melts away, and it sort of kind of works. If you're curious what it tastes like, think like a softer version of a Mounds candy bar drenched in syrup, and you're like 85% of the way there. It's tasty, it makes a good treat. It feels island fresh. Yeah. 3.75 out of 5 claws.
Our friend the falafel is back again for another festival. I feel like Morocco, they changed the menu once and then they let it go for a year and a half and then they do it again. I don't know. But here we are. Falafel time. Falafel. Sometimes you'll just get like an outer piece or like a half a piece because they make a huge roll of them and then they cut the roll. So it's not like they just made it like this. The falafel today is a little extra dry, but everything else is amazing. I always love the salad that's in here. I always love the sauce that is in here. I should ask for extra sauce on the side. That would be a game changer, I think. Maybe tomorrow. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5 falafel. I am glad that I ordered it, even though it's not new.
At this point, it's more accurate to say the falafel never left than it ever came back, Because at this point, this place, the falafel is as regular as the filthy seats that's in here sometimes. But, you know, it's a plant-based thing. You can get it with chicken. You can get it with beef? Lamb and chicken. But the falafel, you know, it's nice and fluffy. It's a good snack. As far as festival snacks go, it's a good value. It's just tired. Like, this is Morocco. I'm sure there are other things you could feed us. Falafel is drier than my jokes. That needs a significant amount of sauce to survive. And I've always said that if a sauce needs something in order for it to be good, well, it's not that good. They've definitely done better on the falafel here. So far at this festival, they're doing a gigantic disservice. They're doing all of Tangierine a giant disservice, but that is a rant for another video, I think. I would give it 2.75 out of 5 claws. I'm sure it will improve over time. By now, one would expect with how long they've been making this, they'd be better at it.
This is the Japanese curry bun. It took 8 eyes on it. We all looked at it and verified it was vegan. So extra, doubly, triply, quadruply checked that it is vegan. And I'm excited because I love the bao here, and Japanese curry is my favorite curry of all the curries. So cheers to Japan giving me my favorite little bite-sized treats, like, consistently, holding it down. So good. I thought I was gonna miss the vegetable bun, but it's now like vegetable bun who? I wish Bear that got 2 of these because I don't even want to share a single morsel. This is better than the lumpia. I will give this a 5 out of 5. This is a Princess's item. This is my new festival favorite.
So one thing us Japanese culture have in common, it's our affinity for drums. Both me on the African side and Princess on the Persian side. We love a good drum. This curry, however, we love curry. We've been experimenting a lot with making like a vegan curry at home. And this smells just like strong curried vegetables. This crispy. It's soft bun, crispy bun. A little like ASMR almost. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick that up, but that is, smells and sounds wonderful. We really just need already a Japanese street food booth in this pavilion. Bows, hand pies, crispy curry buns, takoyaki, red bean paste bun, all of that just in a booth to go. The line could be longer than Garden House, and the line would be all of us. I give that 5 out of 5 claws. That's on the Bear Necessities list. If you love Japanese curry in any way, you need to order multiple of these. Don't share them with your friends. Don't even tell them that you bought them. Buy your own and let them figure it out.
This, even though you're watching all of the vegan things in one long video, we've been doing this over 3 days now, and I gotta say, I'm crowning this as my festival bae. I don't think that the lumpia, I don't think you've watched the lumpia yet, and I kind of go back and forth with that one. This one is the one, so spoiler, get this. Just as consistently delicious as the first one that I tried. I hope they keep this one around for a while. Because sometimes they do it up in Castro Grill. They'll put all the extras up there. So I'd love that. Or Yisake would love that too. I got 4. I'm eating all 4.
The secret is to get food away from the princess is you put food in one hand and put the camera in the other. Then she can't stop me from stealing one of the curry buns. I honestly can't tell what I like more, the crust and the consistency, that crunch, or the curry inside, but it's all so wonderful. We're gonna eat a lot of these while they exist here in Japan Pavilion. I need more. Different flavors, different consistencies, seasonal ones. I want it all. 5 out of 5 claws. Still on the Bear Necessities list. These are a wonderful addition. I want more.
The sushi this year can be made vegan. All you have to do is remove the milk sauce on there. You have pineapple, strawberry, and a honeydew together with some sticky rice. I never really wanted to try the sushi, but here we are. I think the Frisée is very refreshing. It's like a bite of sweetness. The pineapple is a little too much for me though. I would prefer more strawberry or more honeydew and less pineapple. The pineapple unfortunately is the biggest piece here. Outside of that, this is really nice. I'm glad that they can make it vegan this year. It's different every single year, so don't let this year's video make you think that you can just do it every year. You gotta check it every year, and that's why we're here. So I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5 Frisées.
The infamous EPCOT Frisée. This pops up every year in some shape or form. Honestly, I don't think I would have liked it with the sauce anyway, because it's a milk-based coconut cream sauce on top of this delicious fruit. I love me some fruit. When I say that, I'm never, ever talking about coconut. Delicious blend of melon, strawberry, and pineapple. I find this to be delightful. If I'm ever going to be turned into a sushi tray, you can just cover me in Frisée. Frisée nipples, a little Frisée smile, maybe some Frisée Mickey ears up here. Delightful. 4 out of 5 plus.
The potato pancake has returned. You can ask for it without applesauce or you can get it with applesauce. Either way, doesn't matter. It is shareable. Nice and thick. Because it's thick, it's a little extra creamy. Not in the good way though, like it needs to be cooked a little longer. You can still taste all of the ingredients. They haven't like fully come together yet. I think it's a one and done for me for the day, but we have multiple days. Maybe I'll get it again. If I do, you'll see it in this video. If not, then you know where I stand with it. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 potato pancakes. This one has declined.
Germany's potato pancakes. I know every year we compare these to the lot case that you get from the booth during Festival of the Holidays. They're very similar construction, different execution. This year, I feel like they went a little bit too thick with potato, but this is opening day. Things can always get better, or they could in fact get worse. But all we can do is try it as we are given and dive right in. Applesauce. Have strawberries in a brain. I know that sometimes people would think that the extra thickness is like, oh, I'm getting my money's worth. In my mind, however, because it's so thick, it's not cooking as evenly as it could. I feel like it's a lesser product than it would be otherwise. It's still tasty. It's still the potato pancakes that we know and love. We will be back for more, whether or not today or some other day, but we will definitely be back for more. I would give this version a 3.75 out of 5 plus.
Had to do one more potato pancake also just to see, since the last one was so thick. This one without applesauce, which I think is the way to be. Bear does not agree. Oop. There you go. They do taste a lot better than they did the other day, so I am going to up my rating on this to a 4 out of 5 potato pancakes. It's almost as good as a latte. It just needs that sour cream dill on top instead of the applesauce, and I think we'd be in good business. This here is the seasonal Dole Whip, though a little melty. They did change it from the previous years. It's not all mango anymore. There's fresh pineapple in here, watermelon, and mango, plus a little bit of tahini and the chamoy, and then it's a mango Dole Whip. They also have tangerine, but the tangerine is not vegan. The mango is very sweet, and you have like a nice kick with the tahini, so it's really beautiful together. You get like a sweet and a spicy. Bear would love this. Unfortunately, he is allergic to mango, so he's not going to be able to partake. I would give this a 4 out of 5 Dole Whips. This is delicious. Our friend, the vegetable dumpling is back. Now, this is a third-party stand at the China booth, so they don't list whether or not things are plant-based, but this is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one. This isn't the first year they've offered this either. I will say the dumplings are cooked to perfection. They're not too chewy, they're not too hard. The innards are very tasty, even though there's mushrooms in there, and I'm not a fan of mushrooms. You do have to be okay with a shared fryer, so if you have allergies, definitely don't try to get these. But if you're vegan like me and you're okay with that shared fryer, though, I don't know what else they're frying in there. Wontons, I guess? I don't know. I would give this a 4 out of 5 dumplings. I think it's nice.
We like a good dumpling. We need a dedicated dumpling stand as much as we need a dedicated bao stand somewhere in this park. Nice, filled with the veggies on top of a slaw and some sauce. Very earthy vegetable filling. Definitely A-okay. In my book, I like the sear on top of the dumpling. Sometimes you get dumplings that are just like a soggy mess if they're like steamed too long. These have a nice sear on top, which goes a lot towards selling the flavor. They've had them years past. I think this is actually one of the better years now I'm coming to think about it. I would give this a 3.75 out of 5 claws. My critique, I think you can give us 3 instead of 2.
Our friend the strawberry is here, and I did check it, and it is vegan. How sweet is that? But it is very, what's the word? Popular. And it is also a victim of cross-contamination. So if you have allergies, beware of that. There is a place that used to exist, doesn't exist anymore. That was in, I want to say Lake Forest, California. It was called Mandarin Dynasty, and it was like the restaurant I used to go to with my family all of the time. And they served these super unique bananas that I've not been able to find anywhere else. They were like, they had 2 different kinds. They had one that was like a caramelized, like this one, and then they had another one that was like covered in powdered sugar but also crispy, and they were served warm, and they were like one of my favorite desserts that we got there. This is taking me back to that, and since strawberry is my favorite fruit, like I can't not love these. These are amazing. These are a 5 out of 5. These are a Princess Cities item. I think if you like a refreshing fruit that has a nice little bit of char to it, almost gives you like a creme brulee without all of the like cream and stuff. This is nice. I love this.
A sort of triumphant return of these candied strawberries, and now with grapes here at the Flower Garden Festival. For those of you that have been for years and years, I think going back as far as 2017, 2018, may have been before we started YouTube, they had a whole thing of just candied strawberries on a stick, and we have been waiting for these to return. This is stickiest of the icky massive strawberries. I'm gonna take the rest of the Princess strawberry and the grape. It is candy coated, so there is sort of like a candy shell, not like too hard. I don't think you're gonna knock out a filling or anything. But do be warned, there some of the pieces are a little sharp. Not as sharp as the candied pork belly from Halloween Horror Nights I still haven't forgiven them for from years ago. But it is candied. Yes, there's still like green tops on top of the strawberry. Some people care about that, some people don't. To me, it tastes fine. This is a delectable treat, and I detect or prophesize, fortune tell, that this is going to be one of the most popular items from the festival this year. I would give this 4.25 out of 5 claws. If you see me sneaking away the booth with an armful like 4 or 5 of these, mind your business.
My beloved friend Lumpia is back, and it is in charge with goodness. I'm probably going to get this multiple times during the festival, so you're probably going to see multiple cuts of this, but today is day 1, so day 1 of festival goodness. If you're someone that has an aversion to spice, do not dip this in the sauce, but if you just eat it by itself, fabulous as far as spiciness goes, but fabulous on its own. I'm excited to eat many of these, and even though at this juncture I have not had everything at the festival, and I'm sure I will mention it in the future when I get more of these are still my favorite. So we'll see how that progresses. You'll see that in this video, but I love this. It's a 5 out of 5. It is a Princessities item. I hope we never lose the lumpia.
La Lumpia returning here to the Citrus Blossom Odyssey Café. I'm not really sure what the Odyssey anymore. A room with very nice decorated animated walls, very orange bird, very citrus. Lumpia probably doesn't belong here, but it's here anyway, and I'm glad to see it returned that familiar smell. Is it traditional lumpia? No, but it's lumpia adjacent, so I'm gonna let it pass, especially if it's still tasty. Go ahead and dip it in the sauce, give it a little twirl, little dip. Starting off strong. This is probably, to me, the best it's ever started off for a festival so far. Nice crunch. The meat is nice and seasoned. Sweet and sour sauce. Got a little tang to it. A little bit of kick. I wouldn't call it like volcano-esque. It's more like a 1.5 out of 10 on the heat scale. Like very slight front of the mouth tickle to mid mouth, but tasty. Lumpia is now a staple of Flower and Garden, and honestly, we are lucky to be graced with its presence. I'll give it 5 out of 5 claws on my Bear Sessions list. It's just that good. That's why I keep coming back.
It's day 2, and we may have gone a little bit overboard with the lumpia. I don't know. It's a lot, but it's all good. It is time for a lemon tart. Let's lemon tart our lives. This one is a returning friend. Let me see. Is there something? Oh, yep. There's the berry, little baby berry under there. Always hiding. I'm trying to take the lemon custard and the crust, which is funny because there's been so many places we've been to around Disney where they've had desserts in this same crust style, vegan or not. So it's been fun to kind of see this crust shape, pie, whatever stuff in something else. Cheers. I love this lemon option. I have had quite a few lemon options lately around Disney signature dining. I feel like the lemon ricotta cake at Trattoria is better than this one, but barely. This could definitely compete with some of the recent signature dining desserts that we have had here. So I love this. I'm excited for this. I probably won't get another one because I have to share it, and Bear is not a lemon person, so it's going to be harder. I feel like if it was a smaller size, if it was little bite-sized, maybe 4 little bite-sized pie crust thingies, that would be better because 1, I would get more crust, and 2, I could pop it into a bag or something and just eat a little bit of them later. But eating a big one like this is a little rough for me. It's very tart. You need this tart in small doses. I will give it a 4 out of 5 lemons. It is delicious. I just think it's a little large, considering what you get for it.
We have a lemon tart with lemon curd, a plant-based meringue, and then a little bit of blood orange gel in here as well. Lemony on lemony, but you know what? Maybe my luck is finally rolled in. Maybe I've hit a jackpot. Maybe this is going to be the lemon dessert that finally turns me into a lemon head, a lemon lover instead of a lemon hater. Probably not. It's probably just going to want to squirt lemon juice in my eye, and then I'm going to wander around blind wanting to fight, probably going to lose. That's it. That was the whole tangent. For a second there, I could have sworn I could have hallucinated Mr. Clean pissing in my eyeballs. That's how lemony it is. My eyes, I can feel it in my eyeballs. Too much, too artificial, too loud, not ghetto enough. It's okay. If you love lemon desserts, you'll love this. The raspberry powder adds a little bit of sweet. The plant-based meringue, I think, is executed well. It's a lemon tart for lemon lovers, and I'm not a lemon lover. I'm not going to knock it for that, but I would say it's a 3.25 out of 5 claws. Great execution, very strong lemon flavor.
for doing the vegan trail at Pineapple Promenade, and that is why we skipped the like regular pineapple Dole Whip. Plus, you know, that's available all year, so this counts, I think. It's pineapple with like plant-based vanilla soft serve. It's really nice. I like it, and this is like one of the rare times when I actually like the pineapple. I would give it a 3 out of 5 pineapples.
We finally got a reward. A just reward. Pineapple vanilla garden graze treat. I feel like the music should play. Or something. Because this is a trek. A little workout. Food-wise. I would give that a 4 out of 5 claws. Refreshing enough to be worth the trip. That has been everything vegan here at the International Flower and Garden Festival 2026.
It has been 3 very long days of checking menus, talking to chefs, talking to you, talking with my grandmother, taking her to her first Flower and Garden Festival ever and her first time to the parks in 30 years. It has been quite the feat, but I'm glad that we did it all, and I'm glad we tried all the things, and I'm excited for when the menu changes to see what more we can do.
Yes, I'm going to do a special thank you to all of you, the ones that stopped to say hello,
Yes.
both to the grandmother and us. We very much appreciate that. That goes a long way to making us feel like somebody watches these videos,
Yeah.
and hearing all your stories, the food that you tried, the things you're excited about. We love that. So thank you very much from
Yes.
us to you guys. We wouldn't be doing this if not for you guys, so we do very much appreciate that. What was your favorite item of this festival for the vegans?
Definitely the curry bun in Japan. I had 5 of those.
I would agree. Best thing at the festival. Lumpia, close second, but the curry bun is just that much better.
I agree.
But we want to know what you guys think, given what you've seen. Which of these items is going to make your list when you visit the Flower and Garden Festival this year? Or your just dream wish list? Let us know in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
We have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, I think Bear might yeet himself into one of these bodies of water and become a rat bear snake.
The Loch Ness Bear.
It's like Man Bear Pig, but not.
You heard the girl. Too much Falcon Winter Soldier. Either way,